The devil is real, and we have built its cage. That's a line from the game Doom 3, which holds very true to the book Goliath Stone. Larry Niven, sci-fi juggernaut, and some dude I've never heard of. Picked this up at the library for the cheap. This book had the best plot, the amazingest premise. I read this thing, and I'm like, holy shit, this sounds amazing. I was wrong. Let's get into it. 5 points, plot, characters, pros, cons, and honestly just how just the journey was. How I felt my time spent with the Goliath Stone was worth it. All right, let's get right into it. The plot of this book is, in the future, we make these things called nanobites, and we shoot them into space, and they keep replicating. They've replicated to the point where now they're coming back to Earth, and it's going to be catastrophic when they do. And I thought that was an amazing idea. I thought that was a great plot. I was like, holy shit. We build something, and we fall for our own hubris, and now it's coming back to bite us in the ass. That's amazing. I enjoyed that. I was like, let's do that. Let's do that. Plot, A+, A+. And Larry Niven, who did Ringworld, who was just sci-fi classic, I was like, bro, absolutely, this is going to be great. Oh, boy. I mean, about 2 of these to get through this fucking review, probably. All right. Whoa. Characters. The characters in this book are terrible. There's a list, hold on one second, of the characters. The first couple pages, cast and crew, which is good, because they're all forgettable. You forget all of them. One name I remember was Mycroft Yellowhorse, who, fucking spoiler, because you're not going to read this, and please don't, because I didn't enjoy it. You have better sci-fi books to read than this, and I feel so bad saying this. This read like Larry Niven have given up, and this dude was just trying his best to write a movie, and they didn't want to make it a movie, so they made it into a book. But Mycroft Yellowhorse, who is a guy from earlier in the book with a different name who uses his name. I know it sounds so cool. It sounds cool. Please, it's not. But the characters, I honestly, Toby Gliver was like your main engineer protagonist, but he's only in there for like first half of the book. Maybe it's 2 books, 2 short stories that were woven into one book. I don't know. I don't know. This was characters. Plot was an A+, but characters I'm giving a D. Like, I remember some of them and they all had cool ideas, but most of them were just like, we need someone to die here. Random death? Yep, check. There you go, Billy. Random guy to not make it and make you, yep, got it. Like, these are all cardboard cutouts. Like, you could just obliterate 90% of this cast and not know. Pros and cons. The pro to this book is that everything is such a good idea. Everything on paper sounds amazing. Everything on paper works. The cons is they forgot to have anything happen. Your main bad guy is the giant nanobite planet thing. It sort of just dissolves itself halfway through. You don't even care. There's no real conclusion. There's not even a real confrontation between the main guys and the bad guys. The big perk for this whole book was they kept referencing old sci-fi novels that I enjoy, which read like Ready Player One because it just kept making nerd references. I'm like, oh, nerd reference, and it kept me interested. But that was it. This one, Goodreads, is books that reference other books. That's the only thing that this book did right. Journey. How I enjoyed the journey through this book. You know, I'm sounding like I absolutely hated it. I did not absolutely hate it. I thought the premise was cool, and I thought a lot of the ideas were cool. It just, they took the idea and didn't know where to go with it, and it kind of fizzled out. And then they came up with another cool idea, and they didn't know where to go with it. This book is a cool idea book. If you want some cool ideas for a story, write this down, and then you could write a book over a couple of these ideas. But they just kept throwing good ideas and cool sci-fi references at you. Plot was okay. Plot was great. Writing was okay. And the characters sucked. So I'm not going to give it a fail. I'm not going to say this is the worst read of the year, but I am going to say this was a D. I gave this 2 stars. I'm going to say that this felt like someone just used Larry Niven's name to get a book published, and that this guy just did not know what to do with it. And it read more like a movie than a book. They have listed the cast and crew like a movie. I really think they wanted to make a movie or a show, and that didn't pan out, so they just turned that script into a book. And that's where a lot of the problems come from, because some of the visuals on here sounded like they would work, but I don't know. But I'm going to give it a D. You have better sci-fi to read. You have better Larry Niven to read. And I'm sorry to Matthew Joseph Harrington, who co-wrote this book, because I felt like you deserved a better shot. And if you know a good Matthew Joseph Harrington book, let me know. I will check it out from the library, and I will read it and give him a second shot. This has been your boy Prue. Deuces.